And we're live now, so don't talk because they can hear us, even though we're live right now. But they can still hear us.
Mhm. Today's topic, tacos.
Yeah, right?
On Jacob,
Mhm.
all nationalities.
Indian tacos?
Talking shit. You're not gonna mute you guys, right?
Mm.
Because he loves it.
We should be playing a song right now. What are we playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
I
dun,
shouldn't play
dun.
tequila. I'm in. Oh, never mind.
No.
15. This takes forever, huh? Maybe I should
Nah,
speed
But
this
that's
up.
their fault for talking
30
so
seconds.
started late now.
10 seconds now already. Oh no, 5 seconds. Let me fix my hair. There we go.
Let me fix my
Yeah,
eyebrows.
that's
Yeah,
calling it.
Hey, hold on. Now I can see. There we go. Hey,
yeah, there we go. There we go.
welcome to another Stay Brown podcast. We're your hosts. We got. Oh, you know, I didn't even show you guys his names on here. Hold on, let's put the names up, man, so people know who we be. Is it on this one? Let me see. Um, shoot, take it away, Benny. I'm gonna look for the. Where's our
All
names
right.
on?
Welcome to Stay Brown Podcast.
Rewind.
Rewind.
Una
What's
cap-
he drinking? It's the water. Brought to you by the Brown Beret National Organization. And we are here with Carlos Tacos. And, well, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves.
Hi,
Carlos
gente. This is
Tacos. And
Campos.
who's on the bottom?
Andy Campos. Hey, mijo.
Oh, she's mute. All of a sudden,
Hey,
she ain't got a voice.
Oliver
First
Hi.
woman I
Stone.
ever known that don't want to talk.
Okay, wait. Okay, here it
Sorry,
is.
I already
Did
told
you
you.
mute her?
Now look. Hey,
Hey, there it is.
there's
You can
my
hear me now?
name.
Okay.
Yeah, my name looks good. And blue.
Right?
Oh.
Oh shoot.
Andy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Nice. Everybody's saying hi. Hi.
Yeah.
I
Give
did.
Andy, did you
Deanna.
mute Andy?
He did.
No, you can't
He
mute her. She don't even need. Let me shut.
She we can't hear her. So this is gonna
She,
be a this is gonna be a quiet podcast.
right
Oh,
there we
that.
go. We got it in red.
Yeah.
Is that prettier now?
Can
Prettier.
you hear me now or no?
Pretty. Okay,
Why
yeah,
can't we hear Andy?
we could hear her.
You can
Yeah,
hear me?
he's messing with you. I
I
never
can't
muted.
hear her.
And it,
Oh, see, this is
Can you
what
hear her?
I hear
yeah,
nothing.
I could hear her.
Huh.
He muted you.
Yeah.
How do I
Actively
do that?
not to listen to
I
you.
don't know.
Let me see. Hold on.
Technical
No.
difficulties, everybody. Anyway, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, we're gonna talk about Andy since she can't say nothing.
Right? Since he muted you.
We want to talk
I,
about
oh, you because I can hear
um
nothing.
the movement.
Right?
You know, like there's a lot of people out there that don't understand or don't know. You know, it's funny because there's a lot of people that I've talked to who are part of the movement, right? But they don't understand. I don't think they understand how it got kicked off. They just know that they're in a movement because they're out there protesting. They're anti-government. They're this. They're that. They have X amount of TikTok followers and Facebook followers, and they go on live and do all this, whatever. But I think it's important to understand how it got kicked off, why it got kicked off, and why is it so important that we still have the movement, right now.
Right.
Um, and in 1967, I always say this, and this is my personal opinion, and this out of the research that I found. Until someone comes to me and corrects me, then I'll look into that and change my narrative. But in 1967 in East LA, the Brown Berets, who weren't the Brown Berets back then, they were just a bunch of kids with brown berets, and they wore the brown beret because of Che. They liked his ideology. He was about freedom fighting and stuff like that. And they wore brown. They picked brown because they were proud of the color of their skin. Okay, that's just a little bit of history. But when they did the high school walkouts, that was the first initial protest against minority, against people of color, which back in the 60s was like, they beat the shit out of you. They didn't care. They beat the crap out of you. The police beat the crap out of you. You'd be a teenager in high school and still go to jail. and be charged for whatever, end up doing prison time, right? It was a whole different age back then.
Right.
And this is a lot of it that I don't think a lot of people understand what the how the movement changed our lives as far as people of color. Um, so after the high school walkouts, there was a lot of people that if I remember right, the numbers like in 1967, pe- people of color going to college was like 18%.
Mm,
18% of people of color went to college. That's a very low number, but
That is.
mind you, that was that 18%. That was counting the janitors. That was counting the kitchen workers. That was counting, all the people that didn't go to college, right? So that was a very low number. So we're probably looking at more like 6 to 7% of Chicanos, Chicanas that went to college. After the high school walkouts, that following year, um, I think it rose to like 35%, right? And then from there, it just kept on growing and growing and growing. The amount of numbers of people of color getting in, and it's kind of cool. To the last research I did was a couple of years ago, but the Chicanos and Chicanas, we have we might not be a whole lot in the college population, but we are the highest number of graduates. Like we have our people are going through college and just killing it. They're graduating
Yeah.
with higher numbers, higher honors, stuff like that. But prior to all that, when the Brown Berets first came in, I think that was kind of like the start of the movement, because I can't really find anything before the high school walkouts in history. We had the Zoot Suit riots, we had a couple of other little things, but even after the Zoot Suit riots, nothing really kicked off. Nothing continued. It was just kind of a Zoot Suit riot, and that was that. And that's what they called it. It wasn't even really a riot, but that's what they called it, and it kind of just got swept under the rug. Um, well, I think what really kicked it off, though, that was the start of it. And the research that I've done as far as the Brown Berets go, I think this is funny. Is after the high school walkouts and after it got all settled, you know, the Brown Berets started growing in numbers, and they didn't even have the La Causa patch. They didn't have nothing. They just had the jackets that they wear, the shirts they wear, the beret. And the police, the sheriffs in L.A. would be parked at the donut shop, right? And they just see the kids walking down with their brown berets, and they would go, "Hey, look, there goes those kids with those brown berets." Hey, there goes those kids with the brown berets, and that name get stuck with us. And that's how we became the Brown Berets. Is the sheriffs would say, "Hey, there goes those kids with brown berets again. Oh, there they are over there with the brown berets." So I thought that was kind of interesting that we kind of got our name through the sheriff's department. That's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's. As far as I know, this is, and like I said, if I'm wrong, I hope so. I hope someone can come on there and correct me and so give me some literature so I can study. But this is from the research that I've done. In 1969, when they did we did the largest protest for the Vietnam War. 10% and 10% doesn't seem like a big number, right? People going to Vietnam War. But 10% of our gente, of our people going to war, even though 10%, it's a small number, we
exactly.
still had the highest casualties of the Vietnam War.
Right.
So, that's kind of true. But only 10%, and you got 90% of white people going, and then only, 10% still have the highest, fatality rate. That's one of the reasons why we did, and that's a historical thing. We held one of the biggest protests against the Vietnam in East LA, which today is now known as the Chicano Moratorium. The story that I heard about that is that the Brown Berets were involved uh, with the protests. We helped spearhead that whole organization. We organizing and planning of that protest. Um, and I think I want to say that's kind of where like it really kicked off the movement. Because after that it didn't slow down. They went after even after the high school walkouts between 67 and 69. There was a lot of protests of police brutality. And just so you know, the high school walkouts just didn't happen in LA. They were in Chicago, Texas. They were going all over the state, wherever there was minorities, or hinted at schools. But because at that time it was separated, it was still separated. White kids went over here, the others went over here. So we were still separated. I thought that was kind of cool, but it happened in I think like 12 different states. They were doing high school walkouts, and protests. So I think I think that that's kind of where it started kicking off. It's got a movement. It went into police brutality. Then they started building up the organization because Brown Beret chapters, it kind of spread like wildfire. Kind of went to other all over California, Arizona, Texas, Chicago. Went as far as Chicago. It went all through the Aztlan. It went through, and it started growing. And so at that time, it became the Brown Beret National Organization, and there was only us. That was it. There was only one Brown Beret chapter of the national organization, and they started doing a lot of protests, a lot of police brutality protests. Uh, Marching at schools, talking to the congressmen and their people, trying to get everything situated for us. So in essence, the Brown Berets kind of paved the way for our education. They I don't know if you guys seen any of the videos live from the high school walkouts. Have you guys seen the movie The
Yeah.
Walkouts?
Yeah.
Yeah, saw the movie and I saw the videos.
No.
Yeah, the movie The Walkouts. You guys got to watch it. I highly recommend it because it kind of gives you it gives you a really good idea of what the Brown Berets did at that point in time and kind of how they organized and stuff like that. They do mention a few people's names, some of the founders' names in that movie. Um, I can't remember the teacher's name. He was the one that kind of like helped push the kids into that. He was a
Yeah, he lost
teacher.
his
I can't remember his
teaching
name.
credentials for that
But
time.
yeah, anyway, I think that's where I think it kicked off at. In 1972, um, one of the founders of the Brown Berets tried to disband the Brown Berets. He publicly denounced the Brown Berets, which is a trip because back then they didn't have internet, they didn't have emails. The best way of communication was a phone call or letter, and so there's a lot of people that refused to let the movement down because they felt that it was still needed. There was still a lot of work to do. So I think that's why I personally believe that's why we have a lot of different. Um, One of the reasons why we have a lot of different organizations, autonomous, other, NBB and other organizations, because of that big old split. I think even down today we still would have had that big old split because running an organization, it's not easy. You know, uh,
Right.
you got to deal with all kinds of different people, mentalities, and if we don't use someone's ideas, they get their feelings hurt, blah blah blah. But I think people need to remind themselves is that when you get involved in the movement, you're in it for because you want to help your people. It's about the movement, right? It's not about the leaders or anything like that. A lot of it too, especially for the Brown Beret National Organization, we like to see what you could bring to the table, and use those skill sets. We got a financial officer, we got a social media people, we got graphics designs, we got martial artists. We got people in Texas who allow us to go there and do weapons training. We got people that are ex-military, teaches us how to march, how to do how to be more structured, which is absolutely amazing because that's what we need. Although we are a peaceful, organization, but we still want to know how to protect ourselves. I think that's very important that
Right.
we learn how to protect ourselves, either with our
Agreed.
hands, huh?
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with our hands, with knowledge and power. Knowledge is power. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's my whole aspect on the movement. And now we have people who never even heard of us that are in the movement. They just know that there's a movement and they're in it. And there's a lot of people, and I'm not saying that they're wrong that they had to be with us or a brown beret or anything. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that they don't realize that they carried they got introduced to it and they just carried it on. But I think it's important to know, for people to know like why it got started, how it got started. um and the whole reason was because we were being oppressed by the government. It's funny. I think it's a trip that in back in those days, our they would be our grandmothers by now. But those women that were going to those schools, the high schools, they were being raped by their teachers, and they were having babies by their teachers, and this and back then it's unfortunate, but back then the way it was the fathers would be like, hey, you got to suck it up, you got to deal with it, we can't lay low, this is what happens, and that type of mentality. I've heard that before. I'm sure not everyone was like that, but I've heard that before. The guys, the boys would do garden work, they would do janitorial work, they would do maintenance. That's how they would be punished. So um a lot has changed since then. We're not segregated anymore, although we still get treated kind of crappy at times. But the education, I think that's what they were going after, is equal education. The reason why the high schools walkouts started, and the reason why they did the walkouts, was because back then the teachers got paid for the count of students that were there. So when they walked out, teachers weren't getting paid.
And
So they
same
figured they'd
today.
hurt them in their pockets, which was cool. I think I think that's a great idea to hurt them where it hurts. How else are you gonna hurt somebody? Take it out of their pocket, right? Kind of charge them with it. So,
Right.
but no, that's just the research I've done, and it's been a while since I've done more research on it. But I haven't really found anything new, to uh anything new. Everything I've seen so far just kind of repeats itself. Um,
Right.
so, Andy, can we still hear you? Because
Yeah,
we
I
want
can.
to get some feedback with you, especially with the upcoming events that we have coming up too.
Most
See,
definitely, most definitely.
can you
Uh,
hear Carlos?
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
it's
I
just
can't
you,
hear.
man. I don't know what happened.
Let me see something.
Yeah,
Turn
select
your
She's
shares.
volume up.
It's all the way up. I hear you perfect, Colin.
Oh
It's
wow.
scary.
Ah,
It's scary when you don't.
I don't know, but let him
You
say.
there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
She can
Let
hear
him.
you.
I can hear you,
Yeah.
but no, just to go follow up on what Benny was saying while he's fixing his hearing
Hear-
there.
Hearing aids.
No, most definitely there
No,
has
there.
too much of
Can't
it
hear.
from
I
like
know.
research I've
He's
done
I
personally.
have to
Um,
figure that out. But
yeah, I've been reading a lot.
so anyway, now we're at the present time here, and there are a lot of different organizations that help people. There are a lot of different organizations that have the 501c and they're better equipped. We're actually working on that, getting our status, and so that we could be a better help to the
I'll drop
people,
off
especially with
and
this
see if
government
I
that's going
can.
on, and the lashbacks that we get from this government. So we really need to be on top of our game. I'm glad that we have the people that are in the movement right now with us.
right.
I feel like we had a really good crew. A lot of good people that design stuff, a lot of good input. Um, so definitely looking forward for what we have. What we have coming up. For the future for us. Next couple of years is definitely going to be interesting.
She jumped out. She's gonna jump back in. Hopefully that fixes the problem.
Yeah, that's weird. I can hear you, but then as soon as we
Because
went live, you
she was actually in the middle of what she was saying, and then like you just started talking, so she was like, "Oh, well,
couldn't hear her.
yeah, no worries. Hopefully
All
this
right.
fixes it."
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, because she had mentioned earlier about the when you were talking about the walkout, how the teacher that encouraged the kids actually lost his teacher's license from that.
He
That's
did. Ah,
Yeah.
there
Can
we
you hear
go.
her now?
I mean, I think it was just a connection. I was like, me drop out. I tell Carlos, let me drop out and I come back in.
Yeah, I can hear you. I For
Yes,
some reason I can't remember his name.
I had mentioned that you had said earlier that the teacher that encouraged the walkout lost his teacher credentials.
Yeah, so in the book I'm reading, because it kind of breaks down everything, just what Benny was saying earlier. It's called Through Brown Eyes, right?
Yeah,
So it breaks it down more.
Sal,
Yeah, Sa, esa mija.
thank you, Brianna.
Sal's his
He
name.
did lose
Yeah.
his teaching credentials, and it was the Brown Berets and other
That is first name.
community members that fought for him to get his license back through that
Mm,
Hmm.
time. Mhm. But, but yeah,
nice.
just there's a lot of books out there if you like to read, or the audiobooks like Carlos was mentioning. Um, just to get more of awareness when you do come into an organization just like ours, it's good to know where we've been so we can move forward. You can't go
Yep.
forward without knowing the history. um and then just be more educated so when you are out there in the public, because that's the first thing they hit you with: who are you? And you need to know the answers to that, like how you're going to answer and be out there in public and wear the uniform and not know who you are.
That's a good
And we
point.
lost Carlos, I bet.
Oh, he had to go to the bathroom. We
I
could
can't hear
embarrass
you
him.
now, Benny. He's gone.
Yeah, we could talk smack about him, embarrass him while he's not here. He's gonna come back and he's gonna have a
I
million
heard you
likes.
guys. I didn't go to the bathroom.
He had a
We're
phone
we're,
call.
we're talking about books, and I just thought I'd
Now
show a
we can't hear
couple.
I
him.
lost audio. I can't hear you guys.
Can't hear me either.
You can't. Hold on.
Carlos muted us all.
No. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. How do you answer when someone asks you who you are?
Is that in uniform or out of uniform?
Good question. And while she answers that, there's different types of books to read. Like here's one on poetry. Every day we get more illegal by
Mm-hmm.
Juan Felipe Herrera. Let's see, we got.
There we go. I don't know. I
All
lost
right, now you
control.
can hear.
Yeah, I
I-
can hear you guys.
I'm just showing some. Oh, she said for both. So Nicolette was asking, how do you answer when someone asks who you are? I'll show the books at the end. Yeah.
So,
That was a question for you, Andy.
Yeah.
so what I like to tell people when they do ask, oh, like, oh, who are you guys? Um, so I always answer like, we're the Brown Berets, and I give them a little bit of the history of the background of who we are. We started in 1967. During the Chicano walkouts, we fought for education rights, um, for our gente. We had a lot of discriminatory practices that were against us, but now we're here to continue fighting for the Dasa, for all peoples of Walk, but specifically towards our Dasa. If they have any other questions, concerns, or look us up. Give them a little. I like to have like a little card on me, like look us
Right.
up. This is what we're about. And give them my information, just a little background. You want to know a little bit of the history to give it to them, and then
Right.
like if you may have cards, business cards, look us up. This is who we are. This is our website. You can get more information about what we do. We do community service.
Right. Little QR code. No, that's
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Soon to be
That's
website.
in uniform and out of uniform. I just usually
Yep.
like to
Both.
say, yeah, I just usually like to tell people that when they ask who we are, we're an activist group. What we believe in, what we believe in ourselves, we believe in our people, we believe in equal rights. We believe that we want to be recognized, as a people, not some third, fourth class citizen. Um, I tell people what we fight for, injustice. We're the voice that the people that are afraid to use. you know um we help out the communities, we help feed them, we help clothe them, we help medical lawyers, immigration lawyers, Because the whole thing about the United States, and that's another thing. Uh, like the reason one of the reasons why Mexico and America got into the Mexican American War, right, was over slavery. It started kicked off in Texas. We don't the Mexican people never believed in slavery. We were anti-slavery. We were against it. We allowed the European colonizer to come into Texas, and we told them, no slavery. And they broke it. They started having their own slavery, whatever. We got into war, and they pushed us back. They took stuff that didn't belong to them. Millions of Mexicans, Chicanos, were living in Aztlan, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, California, all the way up to Oregon, and they were just killing them off with no regard, taking their ranches. I mean, killing the whole entire family. It's just like the Native Americans. It's exactly what the same thing they did. The only thing they didn't do with us is make a treaty, because we had Mexico. They could push us back to Mexico, and that was ours, right? It wasn't like American Indians where they had to live on different res and stuff like that. We kind of had a country to go back to, so there's a lot of history that we could teach people that they don't know about. I mean, if you look at the school books, why the Mexican American War started, they don't tell you nothing about that.
Nope.
That's all
No.
stuff you got to find out yourself. And that's one thing I don't
So,
like about the American education. It's so one sided. And it sucks because history is history, right?
Right.
No matter how glamorous it was, or no matter how jacked up it was, because this country was founded on slavery, founded on the blood and sweat of slaves, American Indians, and Chicanos. That's
yeah.
just the bottom line.
Yeah.
They don't want to believe, oh, we
And the
conquered
Chinese,
it. Yeah,
Yep.
and yeah, the Irish. They say
the Irish.
we
Yeah.
conquered it. Yeah, we didn't conquer it. You took it. Every peace treaty that the government has created, they've broken.
Hmm.
You
That's
know.
yeah. That's the thing. That's the a fight to this day that we need to help with our kids in the future. Um, it's still
Hmm.
very much a colonizer's history lesson. Oh, we're so great, and Columbus did so many good things. Not saying that he was a sexual abuser and everything else. No, they want to paint this awesome picture of red, white, and blue,
Yeah.
and we did so many great things, not knowing that your history is paved in blood.
Mm. But check this out. Here's the thing. Since the Mexican American War, they have been trying to get rid of us Chicanos and Chicanas here since then, and they haven't been able to do it. They do what is that called? Genocide, cultural genocide, where they send the cops, and they kind of open target on us. Immigration, open target on us, send us to war, put us on the front lines. But they've been trying to get rid of us for since they've been here, and we're not going nowhere.
Good question.
They can't. What's that?
During the Chicano movement, most Chicanos identified as Aztec, Mexica. Why is that when there are so many other tribes in our lands?
Oh yeah.
This is supposed to be Aztlan, the nation of Aztlan, the five states of the United States, right? I think Carlos touched on this not too long ago, that, or maybe we were talking off the air. In Utah, they found artifacts or something like that, or
Yeah.
pyramids or something of the of Aztec nature. This all used to be Aztlan. Um, I don't. I think for me personally, Mexica is what I would identify as, instead of Aztlan, because there's so many different tribes in Mexico. I think
Right.
187,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
something
89
like that.
languages in the region itself.
And the
Hmm.
ones we know that a lot of people know of is Aztec and Mayan.
And Mayan,
Yeah. So
yeah,
in
those are
between
like
there,
the
there's another 155.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good question though. I mean, this. I think a lot of. I think Aztec and Mayan have a very unique uh facial, distinctions on their, you know what I mean? Like you could tell their nose, their mouth. I don't know, just that's just me personally think, when when I go down to Mexico and I'm like, oh, that dude's got like Aztec or Mayan in him,
Yeah.
uh Tolmec or something. He's, you could tell he's indigenous to these lands. Some of it is pretty strong, those genes. So what did that say, Carlos?
Can you read that, Andy?
This pure Pechuga is still here. So that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's right.
But yeah, no, definitely like getting in touch with your roots.
Right.
The must.
The
In
more
order to
you know,
go,
the
you need
the
to know where
better.
you. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
more power you're gonna have, the more you know, the more power, And I tell this to everybody, like, make sure you guys, read our brown book. It tells you everything about the organization and how to
Hmm.
present ourselves and how to be professional, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. But also look into your history. Look into, a lot of the Chicanos do have European blood in them.
Yeah,
Because we
Yeah.
were ruled by the Spaniards for a long time.
yeah.
Um, I think I had like 8% Hispanic in me or something like when I did my ancestry thing. You know, um, Although my it shows you the map and everything. Most of my DNA comes from the heart of Mexico and part of New Mexico and Arizona, which I think is which is the native side. Um,
Right.
and then I should be able to flash a white card because think I had like 1% Norwegian.
This guy.
So I should be right. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to use my white card. Shit, I
The
Hmm.
got like
fire
one
of our
percent.
ancestors, shaped by resistance, driven by
Mhm.
love for my people. The beret on my head is a symbol, but the heart behind it is what matters. A heart that refuses to bow to injustice.
100, mija. 100.
Mhm.
That's right.
I mean, really think about it. Since colonial times, since the Europeans set foot here in the United States, and the Europeans set foot in Mexico, we have been going through the ringer. I mean, and not just us. Black Americans have as well. The Irish American as well. The Chinese, the American Indian. We all gone through some stuff with the
Yeah, it's the
European.
great game of who's it now. You
Yeah,
know, it's a great tag game, and then someone's
Right.
always on the bottom. So it's just a
yeah.
time who's it, because it's always something. It's always someone, a group of people that is to blame, the scapegoat for all the problems.
Hmm.
We just happen to be it this time, and
Well,
why we're
with this administration,
yeah.
yeah, with Barack Obama, he was. I mean, I like.
Yeah.
If anything, of all the presidents, Barack Obama was okay. I think Ronald Reagan was the last one that was better than all of them. But just to be clear, I'm neither Republican nor Democrat. I can't stand this government. I'm anti-government. I think this whole government needs to hit the reset button. But
Oh,
this administration, especially this administration, like I mean, you can't even speak Spanish, without being afraid that this is like, and this is going backwards in history, right? Where
Right.
when we were in school and you speak Spanish and you got expelled or you got punished for it for speaking your
oh,
language.
100,
Yeah.
100%. I mean,
Mhm.
when I was going to school, I was in ESA, English as a second language. A ver, todavía I'm having a issue.
Mhm.
But there were just words I couldn't say. There were just words I can't. And todavía I have a hard time with certain words in English. I say it better in Spanish. But yeah, it was a thing. They still prosecuted us in schools, early 90s. Still having the issue. Oh, you gotta take these kids out and pull them out and of class because they couldn't get it a certain way. But if you told them in Spanish, we were fine. We got it. Um, and now it's even more in the workplace where we can't even speak Spanish. Where it used to be celebrated, you get even paid more for speaking Spanish.
Yeah, for two languages.
Yeah, for two
Yeah.
languages. and now they want to, put you down for that, and that's just the craziest thing ever that's going on now.
So
um
check this out. Check this out. When I was from 2 to about 5 years old, I lived with my grandparents, my dad's uh, mom and dad, my nana, my tata, and they spoke 95% of the time was Spanish in the house, right? They very rarely spoke English. So my parents lived up north, up in Modesto at the time, and I was the favorite grandchild, so I got to stay behind from like I was 2 to 5 years old. I spoke nothing but Spanish. I didn't know English, and when I went to go uh, school age, kindergarten, when I went to go back to Modesto to live with my parents, before then I started learning English. I spoke broken English really bad, and when I got there, uh, my parents spoke English in the house, so my English got a little bit better. So when I went to kindergarten, I couldn't say like chair, I would say share. There was a lot of words I couldn't say, so I had to go to these special classes to learn how to pronounce certain words. But I remember the principal having to sit down with the principal with my parents, and the principal telling my parents not to speak Spanish in the house with us because it's interfering with learning the English language, right?
mhm.
So I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years, no, we didn't speak Spanish at all. I mean, I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I understand more than I could speak it, you know. But I think that was kind of true because back in that day, it was just that era, you know. They didn't allow Spanish you know, it was they didn't allow it in the classes. But then again, you know, Modesto was predominantly white people, anyways. There wasn't a whole
Right.
lot of Chicanos out there, and if they were, they're all low key. You know, they're all go to work, come home type of thing. You know, they weren't really out and about. A whole different time, a whole different age back then. I think that was the early, no, mid 70s. Yeah, I'm old. Jeez.
Right.
You can look at
Almost.
Oh,
you post the tape on you so you can't see,
yeah, huh?
Right.
You have to do like this.
uh,
Oh,
So,
there's a. Go ahead.
oh, so no, just real quick before I forget. Some of the books. So you can pause this if I go too fast. Okay. So we got this one, Aztec Thought and Culture.
Huh.
That's the author. Okay. There's book one. I showed you guys the poetry one. Then there's this one. These are really good. And then just for fun, and man, this was published in the 70s, I think. There is the
oh,
dictionary.
that one.
You got
Like,
this one?
yeah, I said exact that one. Hmm.
And of course, you should all have the codex.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. And then of course there's others like the Zoot Suit and other plays, Chicano Frankenstein. So
Mhm.
just throwing those out there. So when you guys, I got tons of books, and I want to give a shout out to Mr. Richard Soto, who I will. He doesn't know how to like if I send him the link and how you guys are on here, he'll have to come over here and we'll interview him because he doesn't know like.
That would be awesome.
No.
And Richard Soto, he's in Stockton, California. For everybody who don't know who he is, he has it's called the Chicano Research Center. It is the biggest library, Chicano, Mexican, Native American library in the world. And I could say that he has a 3-story building. Every room is filled with books and FBI files, and he's got all kinds of stuff there.
That's bad.
And yeah, I mean the FBI was investigating. Um, oh, look, oh, I'm all missing the yeah. She wants to get the books too, and then yes, yeah. No, Richard Soto. We'll have him on the show, and then he was an original Brown Beret during the
Oh wow.
riots. So we'll let him talk about how.
Yeah, bring them.
Um, yeah, take a field trip. Yeah, it's time to take a field trip.
Field trip.
We'll
Gotta
go
get your
over there.
mom to
But
sign a
yeah, no, he
note.
gets field trips all the time. People go over there and like I'll call him to check because he's like an uncle to me. So
Mm.
I'll call him to see how he's in his 70s. So I have to check him. I have to keep checking on him. That guy, he's on the go every day. Like I'll call him, where you at? And he's like, oh, I'm in Fresno getting some books and or boxes of books. People just donate all the time. So look at now you got everybody wanting to go on the field trip.
And
There we go.
Yeah.
So
hey, like what they say, reading is fun to
mom
men.
says I can go.
Mom,
Bring
Mom
mom
said I
too,
can.
because this is something. This is like history. When you walk into his place, you're seeing history. He has his original Brown Beret uniform still, and it's in
Wow.
glass and everything. And for those of you who don't know or might have seen his picture, he was a combat medic, and
That's right. Yeah.
the police during that riot, they shot a Mexican, and he went over there to help that guy instinctively, just ran over there where everybody's shooting, the police were shooting, and all that. And the cop came up behind him with a shotgun and put it to his head and said, "Let him die." So there was a journalist there who snapped that picture, and he's on his knees. He has the guy in his hands, and he died in his hands, and the cop behind him with the shotgun to his head.
wow,
So yes,
that's crazy.
That's a
this is,
crazy time.
Yeah,
yeah, but it happened, and I know a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but we'll have him on the show, if he feels comfortable. Uh, he to talk about it, he can, but he like these little bit of books here. He's probably read all of them already. He's probably read all the books he has and all.
Jeez.
I mean, yeah, he's a teacher. He's a historian.
yeah. Fountain of information, definitely a must-have, Carlos. If you can make that happen.
Yeah, yeah. If we can get him on the show, that'd be great. I'll call him later and talk to him. But
So he would have to come to your house, huh?
yeah, that's fine. I'll take him out to eat
Yeah.
or something, and then I buy like he sells books. Most of these books I bought off of him, except for the newer one, like this one I got on Amazon. But like all those old books, the 70s and all that, he's got extras of those. So and he sells them, it all the money just goes to going back to getting more stuff for his library.
That's cool.
Right.
But man, the
A little
man's
pack, right?
amazing.
Well, we our organization actually is starting up a book club.
Yes, we are.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, and that book, Through Brown Eyes, is actually I don't read a whole lot. Well, I do, but I don't. But that brown, I can read a book, and it'll take me
Mm.
about a month, 2 months, because I kind of, you know, I'll read a couple of chapters and put it down for a couple of days or a week, and then come back into it. But that the book Through Brown Eyes, actually read through that one. That one's actually pretty good. I want to say my book is autographed by Mr. Perez, by
Oh,
Juan.
nice.
I got that. Deborah blessed me with that from Texas. Deborah Morales hooked me up with that book. I have it somewhere. Um, yeah, I have it somewhere. But that's a good book to have. When is the book club going to start doing their thing? Andy, do you know?
So we already voted to read that book. We're just waiting for everyone to get a copy, and then we're gonna start in. And then we have a member who's gonna head out with questionnaires and stuff like that. So we're gonna, take it chapter by chapter. Of
Oh,
course, I jumped
okay.
ahead already. I'm gun ho, so I jumped ahead on it. So
Nice.
I was like, wait, I'm like, you guys can get yours. I'm gonna start reading already.
So
What's
are
it
you
called?
guys? Are
The
you
brown eyes?
guys Through Brown Eyes?
Through brown eyes.
Yeah. Are you guys going to do this on Messenger or on
Yes, it's gonna
Facebook
be through
Messenger
Messenger.
or?
Yeah, we're gonna set it up on Messenger. So we have our group already. We're
Mhm.
just gonna let everyone get the book first, and then we're gonna start getting into it.
That one?
Yeah.
Yes, that one right there, Through Brown Eyes.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's a good book. Maybe we should get a Facebook page, the book club, and that way we can get other people who, because we do have a lot of people that want to help but don't want to be in the organization or don't want to help in that way. They don't be, whether they don't have the time, they're trying to be on the low, whatever. But I think it'd be a good idea just to reach out to other people who, because you never know, you might be able to find a diamond in the rough.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting it Friday.
Yeah.
I ordered it.
Mhm.
Yeah, we could do. I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
And
No.
your first book is going to be Through Brown Eyes.
Yes, that's the first book.
And you guys plan on going through a chapter at a time,
Oh, that'd be
or
Yeah,
nice.
going through a chapter at a time and discussing it.
She can get Juan to read a chapter.
Um,
oh,
all right.
Deborah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that could
You know,
work.
matter of fact, I was on a phone call with Juan and Deborah at one time. I believe I was, if I remember right.
Let's get him on the show too while we're at it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I
Very,
know.
that'd be awesome
Deborah
though.
should.
Deborah, if you can get that set up, heck yeah, we'll be down.
Yeah, Deborah and him are pretty tight.
I know. I started a Chicano book club. We met once a month at the public library over here where I live. And the first book that we did was the autobiography of what's Danny Trejo.
Oh
And
yeah, his
we
story is
started with
crazy.
that, and then everybody was like, "Oh my god, that was
Yeah.
so cool," you know. Okay, she's gonna call him.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, get him.
Yeah.
She's all
Hey,
money.
Yeah,
Deborah, call Danny Trejo too. See if we get him on the show
I want some
yeah.
about
So
some
we
tacos.
can get some tacos.
and get some tacos from his new
Hey, you know
spot.
what, Loki? They're really good. I've been in the LA area and stopped by when I used to do Uber, and he has really. It's good food. I can't say nothing. Torrijos
I
tacos.
know. Carlos got a book we could read too, huh? Or
Yeah, no, I got
it's
his
on a
cookbook in the van. I was gonna, if I had it right here, I could show you.
no
His
your cookbook.
donuts. Which one?
Yours?
Yours.
Oh, my cookbook. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So before the show, I
My
go,
kids
Carlos,
get that.
why did he call you tacos? Like, do you eat a lot of tacos or what? And he showed me a book or a recipe, a bunch of recipes, as a matter of
Okay.
fact, because I guess you make tacos.
Yeah. Growing up, you know, we only have so many of each when it comes to our Mexican Chicano. Like growing up, here's a good example. Like we only have like sweet tamales. What do we have? We have three, right? We have the pineapple. We have I've seen pineapple, strawberry, and then that raisin one. I'm
Yeah.
more out on the raisin one and the pineapple and the other ones, man. So I invented how can I put it nice? For the Starbucks people, I invented I invented a pumpkin spice tamale, and then for the rest of us, I invented a sweet potato pie tamale. And then what I see a lot of people do is they just serve it just like that. And then now everybody's got a sweet potato pie tamale now. So, but what I do that's different is I put whipped cream and cinnamon and nutmeg on top. And man, that comes out so good. Put a little vanilla
Yeah,
bean on the
I
side.
have to try
Ice
one. I'm
cream.
about to make a trip because I don't like sweet tamales. I like any
Oh,
tamales.
I'm
I don't
with you.
any of them. Like I want jalapenos. I want
Like
papas.
spicy, right?
Yeah, I like them spicy.
I make a jerk
Sweet
chicken
tamales.
tamale too.
Yeah.
I make a jerk chicken tamale. I made a jerk chicken taco with strawberry mango pineapple salsa.
That sounds good. I just can't do
Yeah.
the sweet tamales.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that was just one example. I also invented a lumpia taco called a lumpaco. So what did it say? Carlos Holder now gonna have to go live cooking.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make one of these shows about cooking.
I actually have
Yeah.
a YouTube channel for cooking. It's called Carlos Tacos. But then it was with my daughter, you know, and then now she moved away and I don't do it no more, you know. So but it's okay. I got some recipes on there, especially the I make a spaghetti and I give a warning before I even cook. And I said, if you're vegetarian, do not watch this episode because I use about 6 or 7 different meats before you even see spaghetti or the sauce. I'm cooking up 6 or 7 different meats in the
Hell.
spaghetti. Yeah. So
like a
you
man.
said link?
Huh?
Yeah. Hey, it
Must have.
sounds like you've done some time.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, if you look up Carlos Tacos or make spaghetti, it'll pop up. You'll see it. But
We're
yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah, on the YouTube.
Yeah.
And we did some restaurant reviews and all that too. But yeah, I did some cooking stuff on there. It was fun. Then the kids grow up and they leave you.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You still gotta cook for yourself, so we want to see it.
Yeah. People come over and I'll cook. So they really like the lumpia one because the chicken on the inside is a Caribbean chicken. Oh, and I have my own seasoning too. So I put that on everything, and it's a multi seasoning. You can put on. It's weird how I got it, um, because you could put it like if you're cooking 3 or 4 different meats at the same time. If you put that seasoning on each of the meats, each one will taste different, even though it's the same seasoning you're using.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Well,
What
yeah,
meat
because it's
are
different
you
meat.
using,
That's
Navid?
what
different
I
meats. Yeah. Yeah.
was. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
no,
We
it's good. You
we
guys
got to
are.
get a cookbook going.
Huh?
Yeah, I got to
I
be
made
part of
that
the book
cookbook for
club.
my kids, so there's a lot of ideas in there that I haven't made, but I put in there, and brainstormed, and that's what happens when you sleep only 4 hours a day. So,
Hmm.
Yeah, I know that, man. I gotta get up early, man. It's
so
crazy.
link for that too.
Yeah,
She wants the
I
link.
think.
You're talking about all these links. I'm getting hungry now.
Uh Yo,
Yeah.
Deborah can cook. Deborah, man, I went a few years ago. I went on a hunting trip and to Mississippi, and I passed through Deborah's house, and she makes some of the best chocolate covered strawberries. Wow, she's gonna say something right now.
Right, right.
Them chocolate covered strawberries, man.
Mhm.
I know this
I,
isn't supposed to be a cooking show, but I'm gonna give you guys one big tip. You guys are ready? You
Yeah.
want to make better Spanish rice? Um, get a really good recipe on. Wait, what she say? She says, "Shh."
I told you,
You want to make your
man.
rice. You want to make your Spanish rice better. Get a good. Well, you can cheat and get Goya. Um, but if you can get a really good recipe on sofrito, and that's a Puerto Rican spice. Now, let me tell you guys something. Us as Mexicans, we use cilantro. Puerto
Hmm.
Ricans use culantro, which is the primo, and it's a stronger, better tasting, more earthy flavor. Makes your food so good. That's why you guys are like they cook it in their arroz con candules, their rice and peas, and oh my god, it's so good. And I discovered that if we put that in, instead of tomato sauce, put your sofrito in there instead because it has tomato and everything else, but it has culantro, ayacito, and some other stuff in there that we're lacking in our seasonings. And that, just trust me, if you,
You
yeah.
got a cookbook. I trust you.
Mom, I'm gonna take no. I'm gonna take,
I'm
I'm gonna
telling
take
you,
food.
add that sofrito, not just to your rice, but in your soups. Trust me, you put that in. Oh man,
Oh,
game
I got
changer.
tamales pretty soon. Yeah, it's that time. So
Yeah,
we're gonna try.
yeah. So shout out to my Puerto Rican brothers out there. Love you guys,
Yeah.
man.
So
Man.
I know Andy makes her own tamales. Do you make your own tamales,
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Carlos?
yeah.
yeah.
No
That's
question.
the
I know
only way.
Andy.
I was
That's
taught
the
from my
question.
mom.
Uh,
All my brothers and sisters, all my brothers are chefs, and all my sisters are bakers. And I don't mean they're chefs and they work at Denny's. I mean they started from the bottom, and then now they work at like Beverly Hills Hotel, the
oh wow,
Biltmore
holy
for the
cow.
movie. I think my brother quit working at Beverly Hills Hotel only to work for United because United he could fly. He was going to Hawaii, only paying $11 for the taxes, first class.
Wow.
What would you do?
Go to Hawaii.
Right.
I'd
So
be
yeah, anywhere
go
United
to
flights, all he had to do was pay the taxes. That was it. So,
dang.
but as a little kid, my mom would, and Andy might relate to this. I was given a spoon, and then we laid the masa
Yeah,
on the
that's how
hub.
you do it. Everyone with the cuchara, line it up.
But I got to say, through the years, I did get lazy, and I found a faster way. Shout out to the tamale spreader lady in Tejas. If you
Oh,
guys don't know about her, you know about her?
I know.
Yeah, she does it with like
I
a
got
paint
one. I
scraper or
can say that.
something.
Yeah, it looks like the scraper thing for the walls. You go
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 3 of those suckers, man. Man,
Yeah, I
they
can't.
were good. And it holds a nice amount of masa. So instead of doing this, you just go like that.
Well,
You're done. Boom,
Mhm.
next one. And you could do like 3 or 4 depending on how thick the masa you want on each of the corn husks.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, but
yeah.
yeah, shout out
I
to
can't
her.
say because I went and did it too. And I was like, oh, I gotta get this.
I called her up. I was talking to her for about an hour and a half on her invention before I even bought it. and she's
The
so
lady,
cool.
the lady in Texas.
Yeah, I called her. I said, "Girl,
Yeah,
I've been trying to find like something to use like this. I even went to Lowe's and all the spreaders. They say they're not food safe, and and
Mhm.
I was like, damn, man. And then finally, I looked it up, and there she came, big old bright letters, like like God sent it to me. So I called
about
her.
four of them, huh?
Right? Yeah. About
That's
three
funny.
or four of them, yeah. And I gave one of the ladies. I had to do a tamale fundraiser, so I had a bunch of people come and help. And some people used the spoon, but then the other, I used the spreader, and then three other people. So
Yeah.
it was a hit.
Well, it's definitely that time of the year. It's tamale season for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You
Pozole,
know.
menudo, we're making it up.
Atole. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. My wife makes a good what is it? It's like it's a drink but with rice.
Oh,
What is it?
Eh,
Co-
no,
Leche con arroz or
dos con
something?
leche.
arroz con leche.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does that pretty good.
For
Don't
the
ask her to
atole.
make don't huh?
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Don't ask her to make goulash or something like that because she'll fuck that up.
The queso.
My dog ate good for a week.
When my mom made atole, I would wait for it to cool down. And then the top part, not cool down a lot because it would still be warm, but
Mhm.
that top part made a skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would get that skin and put that in my cup. I love that skin, man.
Oh my goodness.
Damn it. And then I put the hot chocolate or the Mexican chocolate in there.
Mhm.
That skin was oh,
All this stuff we're talking about, the food and all that. It's like, man, our culture. We and a lot of the food that you talk about is food that we made for like tamales was made for like it
Survival.
lasts for a while. Yes, for traveling,
Mhm.
burritos for traveling. A lot of this stuff, and that's why I love our culture so much. The foods,
Mhm.
you know, what I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go there, but our culture is just beautiful, and that's
right?
something that we should be proud of, and something that we, as part of the movement is part of our culture, right? Because that's what we're fighting for is our culture, and it's funny how I think it's funny how we get onto this onto the food aspect. We start talking about food, but that's all part of of who we are as a people.
Right.
It
Yeah.
makes us, it defines us, it separates us.
The
You
love
know.
we share because the food surrounds our family as our community, right? When things are hard and things were right, like my family on my dad's side were Papago Apache natives. Um, from Yuma, Arizona, coming down the Coronado River, going into Mexicali. That whole area is reservation land. My tata bought a ranch out there, so anytime we got together, I mean, my dad's one of 14 kids, so you can imagine the food price. My grandma
Mm.
Right.
having to feed all her kids, so that always became a staple in our family. We don't have a lot, but that food would feed not only the 14 kids, but it will feed the primos, the primas, anyone close to the ranch nearby, because there's no
Right.
schools or
Yeah.
there's nothing out there. It's full of desert, all desert. But you can smell the food, and gente will come.
Yeah,
And
they would.
that one little, oh yeah, my grandma had in her little kitchen, tablita, chaparita, she was little. She would feed nations, She would
You know,
feed
it,
anybody that came by. Anyone who was traveling through, going to San Felipe, would get something hot to eat.
it was
Right.
like that with my family growing up. So long as you was respectful, we didn't care if you was white, black. It didn't matter your race. Especially with my uncle. Uh, my uncle would. I did a lot of cooking with my uncle. That's where I learned how to cook barbecue, bake, fry, smoke. Um, but every time we had a barbecue, people would come. Yeah, tell him to get over here. Come get a plate. And he didn't have to, he would tell people, you don't have to stay, just grab a plate.
Right.
Just as long as you grab a plate. But I think that's part of our culture too, is like it's so welcoming,
It's the level
the
how we
loving,
start.
yeah. And people find that we're so proud of of our heritage and the stuff and our food, even though it may not be much,
Hmm.
but it might be, but I think the main thing is people need to understand is that at least we're willing to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good people. We're good people. We're easy to live with. We're easy to get along with. It's just when we get pushed, you know.
Then the feathers come out. Oh,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
The war
and it was like,
makeup comes
okay, now you're gonna see the yaki come out of me. All right,
out.
yeah,
just put up
yeah, for
paciencia right here.
sure.
That's funny you guys mentioned that because my kids grew up. I was the one that did that. We lived in these apartments over here in the Bay Area, and I would always leave my door unlocked. The kids could always come in, um, and I always had big pots of food on the stove. It would just sometimes it would just be beans and rice or whatever, but they would always come in. They had food to eat, the kids, because it was a more of Section 8, apartments and all that. So a lot of the parents were either working or something else. I don't want to say anything, but
Yeah.
I was there, and now those kids are in their 30s, and they still remember that, and I was able to bring you know good memories, um, you know, when they were kids, so like how I got excited when I mentioned about the skin on the atole, I wanted
You
these
did get
kids.
all
Oh
excited.
I
my
did. I was like, oh
god!
yeah,
No.
Yeah.
wait for that
Yeah.
skin, boy, but yeah,
No.
it allowed, and they remember that, a lot of these kids, they'll call me pops, and they all grew up with my kids, so it was like one big family, and
Yeah,
it still is. I
yeah,
still love them kids.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
Like my mom, back in the day, uh, when the car clubs started really coming up and coming, she was one of the first chapters, and they called her mom for that reason
Yeah,
because anything that ever happened, anyone that needed anything, our house, I remember, was always open to anybody and anyone
yeah,
who
it
needed
is.
somewhere to go stay at at night,
Mm.
sober up, or if they were just hungry, our house was open. And we always had people. I have many brothers. They're not blood related, but they're my brothers because they were always at the house.
Yeah, see,
And it
yeah,
was always an open door policy. As long as you were respectful, showed respect to the house, and you don't bring your BS to the house,
That's right.
you're welcome in.
You're welcome. Yep.
You're welcome in. We will get you something to eat, sober up, whatever the case may be. You just need spiritual advice because my mom was big on that también. I
yeah,
mean, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it was, whatever your soul needed at that time, you were welcome to come over. And she started that chapter club, City Life was the car club, and she was chapter one and
I think
two.
I've heard of City Life.
Yeah, my mom
yeah.
was chapter
I
one and
have.
two. She started. She was one of the main ones. We had an old school root beer brown car, and then my mom had an Indian panhead lowrider
Oh, sick.
motorcycle. So yeah, my mom was she was on it. Like she just had that big heart, and that taught us the same way to have that big heart for our people, to be that person. If you have to be, you see that need in your community. Hey, ¿sabes qué? You're hungry? Come on, I have tortillas. I'm making rice and beans, whatever. Mijo, you're hungry? Come over. It's okay. And that's how we all grew up. That's how I kept that going as well in her spirit. And she's no
Right,
longer with me, but she's always with me.
Mm.
right.
We
Hmm.
got to keep spreading that love. Well,
Yeah.
great show, guys. Next week, I'm working on a special guest speaker.
Nice.
I'll know by Wednesday, by Thursday, Friday, if we can get this his guy. He's been part of the Black Panthers for quite some time. Um,
All right.
so yeah, so this will be an interesting interview with him. um but this guy has a lot of knowledge, a lot of history. So I'm excited about next week, but I'm gonna work on it this week, see if I can get him on there, book him for sure. I'll get with Deborah, see if we can get one on the week after,
Well,
or
let me
somebody
know.
get some
Yeah,
time.
that'd be
That'd be
awesome.
nice. I can ask. I have a friend who's an activist out here in the Bay Area who's the daughter of a Black Panther. So
Oh, that's what's
that
up.
that that
Yeah.
would be, that would be yeah. Let me
Heck
know.
yeah.
A
All
good
right,
Real
one.
I'll
quick,
get in touch with you this weekend or before this weekend. I'll reach out tonight actually.
Right.
and then
And
just
be,
real quick before we go and whatnot. January 3rd, everyone's invited. Everyone come out to Bakersfield, Salon Juarez, the Dia de los Reyes. We do have some people coming through. We have a lot of guest speakers. We're gonna have free haircuts. Luna's doing a free dental screenings for those kids. Um,
Yeah.
it's gonna be amazing coming together, Black and Brown unity.
that's
Um,
right.
something that we wanted to do coming this new year, trying to get each other's back. Um, something that I think it's been in the progress for a long time. We just need to start pushing it.
That's right.
Yeah, right on. Bakersfield Brown Beret National Organization Bakersfield chapter, huh?
Yeah, I'm pulling it together.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's our show.
I'm definitely working on trying to be there for that event.
Uh,
I know I have something to do on the 4th, but I'm gonna see if I can move that around a little bit
That's what's up.
uh,
so I can come down. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So, all right, guys. Well, good show. And we'll be in touch with you. I'll be in touch with you this week, Carlos. We'll go over a few things.
Sounds
Andy,
good.
thank you for being here.
Of
Appreciate
course,
you
always.
and everything that you're doing. So keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. And tune in again as we do this next Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. Uh, share this with another person, because that helps us out, and let YouTube know that, hey, we're doing something over here. So help us help reach out to others. And look at that. We got hearts already. Brianna, appreciate you. Love you,
You know,
sis.
Yes, we got to
Dedicated.
get her. We got to get her on the show.
Get her on the show
don't be
with her
scared.
camera on.
Yeah, with the camera on. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. See you
So,
guys soon. Peace
All
out.
all
right,
right.
I got them. Take care.
They